Hello, I'm Dr. James Porter, and if you're over 60 and living with arthritis, I know how difficult even the simplest things can become. Maybe you used to love cooking for your family, chopping vegetables with ease, stirring a big pot of soup on a Sunday afternoon. But now, just unscrewing the lid of a jar, gripping a spatula, or lifting a skillet feels like your hands are on fire, and that joy? It starts to slip away with every painful motion. You're not imagining it. You're not being dramatic. According to the CDC, nearly 1 inch, 2 adults over 65 inches the U.S. are living with doctor-diagnosed arthritis. That's over 32 million seniors struggling daily, and yes, many of them are in too much pain to cook their own meals. And here's the hard truth I need to share with you today. What you're cooking with might be making it worse. Yes, the cooking oil sitting on your kitchen counter could be quietly fueling your inflammation, stiffening your joints, and making that morning omelet harder to flip than ever before. You see, not all fats are created equal. Some oils, especially cheap, refined ones, are high in omega-6 fatty acids. And when omega-6 seconds are out of balance with omega-3 seconds in your body, it's like adding gasoline to a fire already burning inside your joints. But here's the good news. Just like the wrong oils can silently hurt your joints, the right oils can actually calm the inflammation and help you move easier starting right in your own kitchen. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 best cooking oils that science has shown to support joint health, reduce stiffness, and help bring joy back into cooking. We'll also uncover the oils you should absolutely avoid and how to turn simple swaps into daily healing. And by the way, if this kind of practical, natural joint care is something you care about, consider subscribing to this channel. It helps you stay connected with our latest tips, and it lets YouTube know this is content worth spreading to others who might need it. Now let's take a closer look at the first oils that could change everything, starting with 2 ancient remedies backed by modern science. If you're living with arthritis, you already know the pain isn't just in your knees or your hands. It shows up in your daily habits, and that includes the oil you use to cook breakfast. Let's talk about 2 oils that have been used for centuries, yet most people never think of them as tools for joint health: coconut oil and sesame oil. Starting with coconut oil. Yes, the same one that's often used for skin or hair, but inside your body, it can offer even more. Coconut oil is rich in something called medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs. Unlike long-chain fats, MCTs are quickly absorbed and used for energy instead of being stored as fat. But what matters most for arthritis is this. MCTs appear to help reduce inflammatory chemicals in the body, especially TNF-alpha and interleukin-6, 2 markers strongly linked to joint pain and swelling. One study published in International Immunopharmacology found that virgin coconut oil significantly reduced inflammation in arthritis-induced animal models. Researchers observed lower oxidative stress and better joint condition after regular use. Now, this doesn't mean you should pour coconut oil on everything. But if you use it occasionally for light sautéing or baking, it may help reduce some of the chronic underlying inflammation that makes moving harder each day. I think of a patient I once treated, Irene, age 66. She didn't want more pills, just small changes that might help. I suggested she try cooking her eggs with coconut oil a few times a week. A month later, she smiled and said, "I can button my shirt without needing to sit down first." That's not a miracle, that's biology working gently in your favor. Now, let's shift to sesame oil. Sesame oil is packed with antioxidants, particularly 2 called sesamin and sesamol. These compounds have been shown to protect cartilage from breaking down and may even reduce the enzymes that eat away at the joint lining in osteoarthritis. In a 2013 study in the International Journal of Rheumatic Diseases, patients with knee arthritis were given sesame seed as part of their diet. After just 2 months, they reported less pain, improved mobility, and overall better joint function. Sesame oil is best used in low-heat cooking or added at the end of a dish, like in dressings or stir-fries. Its warm, nutty flavor adds depth without overpowering the food. More importantly, it brings daily support for your joints quietly and consistently. So while these 2 oils may not make headlines, They've stood the test of time, and today, science backs their role in supporting your comfort and mobility. Next, we'll look at an oil that's easy to find, affordable, and surprisingly powerful at calming inflammation from within. Stay with me. While coconut and sesame oil bring ancient wisdom into the modern kitchen, there's another oil that's often overlooked not because it's rare, but because it's too ordinary. Canola oil. Now I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that just the cheap stuff at the grocery store? That's true. Canola oil is affordable and widely available. But when it comes to reducing inflammation, affordability doesn't mean ineffective. Canola oil contains a balanced ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, and that's where the real benefit lies. Most of us get far too many omega-6 seconds from processed foods, and that imbalance is known to increase systemic inflammation, especially in the joints. Canola oil offers a gentle correction, not as rich in omega-3 seconds as flax or walnut, but enough to tip the scales back toward healing. It's also a good source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 shown to reduce levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of inflammation that's often elevated in people with rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. In fact, a review published in Nutrition Reviews found that diets rich in ALA from sources like canola oil were associated with reduced joint tenderness and improved grip strength in adults with early rheumatoid arthritis. It's not a cure, but it's a tool, and an easy one to use. Canola oil is also rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps fight oxidative damage in joint tissue. Combined with its high smoke point, it's a smart choice for cooking methods like sautéing, roasting, and even light frying without breaking down into harmful compounds. One of my longtime patients, Thomas, age 71, was struggling to prepare meals without triggering his shoulder pain. After a short nutrition talk, he replaced his regular cooking oil with canola oil for all his stovetop meals. A few weeks later, he told me, "Doc, I can flip pancakes for the grandkids again, and I don't pay for it with pain that night. That's a win in my book." So yes, canola oil might not sound fancy, but for joints that ache and hands that stiffen, simple changes often go the farthest. It's not about reinventing your kitchen. It's about making smarter, science-backed swaps that work with your body, not against it. And next, we'll explore an oil that brings richness, anti-inflammatory power, and an unexpectedly gentle touch for even your most high-heat recipes. Stay with me, you'll want to hear this one. After seeing how something as simple as canola oil can support inflamed joints, you might be wondering, what else could I be missing in my kitchen? Let me introduce you to one of the most underrated joint-loving oils available today, avocado oil. Yes, the same fruit that's made its way into trendy toast and guacamole holds incredible benefits when pressed into oil. But this isn't just a nutrition fad. Avocado oil contains a powerful combination of nutrients that actively reduce inflammation and protect your joints. First, avocado oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. But where it shines is in its high smoke point, meaning it can be used in everything from salad dressings to high-heat stir-fries without breaking down into harmful compounds. More importantly, it contains vitamin E and lutein, two antioxidants known to support both joint and eye health. Lutein in particular helps protect tissues from oxidative stress, one of the silent drivers of cartilage damage. A study published in the Journal of Rheumatology looked at a compound derived from avocado and soybeans called ASU, avocado divided by soybean unsaponifiables. Participants with knee osteoarthritis who consumed ASU showed reduced stiffness, less pain, and improved joint function over 3-6 months. While avocado oil isn't identical to ASU, it contains many of the same natural compounds that quiet inflammation and support cartilage repair. I think back to Arthur, 69, a retired postal worker with chronic shoulder pain from decades of lifting. When we discussed diet, I suggested swapping his usual cooking oil with cold-pressed avocado oil, just 1 or 2 tablespoons a day, in whatever he was already cooking. Within a month, he said, "My joints don't feel rusty anymore like they've been greased." That's simple. Another bonus? Avocado oil has a mild, buttery flavor that doesn't overpower your food, making it easy to use without changing your favorite recipes. Use it to roast vegetables, sear lean proteins, or drizzle over steamed greens. It's one of the few oils that works just as well raw as it does on high heat, and it brings anti-inflammatory nutrients with every drop. In a world full of heavily processed, unstable oils, avocado oil stands out as a gentle, flexible ally, one that quietly works behind the scenes to reduce pain, support mobility, and make your meals more nourishing. Up next, we'll look at 2 plant-based oils packed with omega-3 seconds and how these tiny seeds hold a surprisingly powerful secret to joint repair. Keep going, the best is yet to come. After exploring the anti-inflammatory power of avocado oil, we now arrive at 2 oils that bring something even more specific, something that many people with arthritis are missing: plant-based omega-3 seconds. I'm talking about walnut oil and flaxseed oil, a powerful duo that delivers a type of omega-3 called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. While ALA isn't as well known as the omega-3 seconds found in fish, it still plays a critical role in calming inflammation and protecting joint tissue. Let's start with walnut oil. Walnut oil is one of the few culinary oils naturally rich in ALA. What makes it so helpful for people with arthritis is its ability to reduce the production of pro-inflammatory compounds, especially cytokines that attack cartilage and synovial fluid. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, participants who increased their ALA intake showed lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a blood marker strongly linked to joint inflammation and disease severity. The challenge with walnut oil is heat. It's best used cold. High temperatures can destroy its fragile fats. So, instead of cooking with it, try drizzling it over roasted vegetables, mixing it into salad dressings, or adding it to cooked grains right before serving. Now, let's look at flaxseed oil, another ALA-rich oil, with some additional benefits. Flaxseed oil helps to rebalance the ratio between omega-6 and omega-3 fats in the body. Most Western diets are flooded with omega-6 seconds from processed foods and seed oils, which tip the scale toward chronic inflammation. Flaxseed oil helps restore balance, and that can lead to noticeable improvements in joint comfort over time. It's also been shown in clinical trials to help improve morning stiffness and increase mobility in people with rheumatoid arthritis, even when used as a supplement or oil added to cold foods. One of my patients, Grace, 72, used to wake up with fingers so stiff she couldn't hold a toothbrush. I suggested she try a teaspoon of flaxseed oil each morning, stirred into her yogurt or oatmeal. After a few weeks, she reported, "My fingers don't fight me anymore when I tie my shoes." That's the kind of gentle progress that matters. Just like walnut oil, flaxseed oil is heat sensitive, so keep it in the fridge and use it raw. Its mild, slightly earthy taste blends easily into smoothies, dips, or dressings. Together, walnut and flaxseed oils are small but mighty. They work quietly in the background to lower inflammation, support cartilage health, and restore fluidity to joints that feel locked and dry. Coming up next, we'll turn to one of the most researched oils in the world, a golden liquid that's earned its place as the foundation of many anti-inflammatory diets. Don't miss it. After exploring the omega-3 rich oils that work best cold, let's shift to an oil that's equally powerful but far more versatile. It's likely already in your kitchen, and if not, it should be. Extra virgin olive oil. Often called liquid gold, this oil has been a staple of Mediterranean diets for centuries, and today it stands as one of the most well-researched natural anti-inflammatories available. What makes olive oil so special for people with arthritis isn't just its healthy fat content. It's the polyphenols, plant-based compounds that actively reduce inflammation at the cellular level. One of these is called oleocanthal, and it works in a fascinating way. According to a study published in Nature, oleocanthal inhibits COX enzymes, the same enzymes targeted by ibuprofen. In other words, consuming extra virgin olive oil may produce a similar anti-inflammatory effect to over-the-counter pain relievers without the side effects. And the benefits go even deeper. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, which has been shown to lower markers like CRP, C-reactive protein. This is the same blood marker, often elevated in people with active joint inflammation. In a study from the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, individuals with rheumatoid arthritis who consumed extra virgin olive oil daily experienced reduced joint pain and improved grip strength after just 12 weeks. One of my patients, Harold, 74, was skeptical at first. He'd been taking pain medication daily, but hated how it made him groggy. Together, we made small changes, including using extra virgin olive oil instead of butter or margarine in his daily meals. Months later, he told me, "It's not that I never feel pain, but I don't feel inflamed. I can garden again, and I don't need a nap afterward. That's progress worth celebrating." Beyond science, extra virgin olive oil is simply practical. It can be used for low to medium heat cooking or drizzled over roasted vegetables, legumes, whole grains, or salads. It also helps your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin D and antioxidants nutrients critical for bone and joint health. Just be mindful of one thing. Not all olive oil is created equal. Look for cold-pressed, unrefined, extra virgin olive oil, preferably in a dark glass bottle to protect the polyphenols from light damage. In a world of processed fats and mystery oils, olive oil remains a trustworthy, proven choice, one that supports not just your joints, but your heart, your digestion, and your long-term vitality. Coming up next, we'll shift gears from what heals your joints to what may secretly be making things worse. It's a conversation you don't want to miss. We've just gone through some of the most powerful oils that help reduce inflammation and soothe aching joints. But there's another side to this conversation we can't ignore. Because no matter how many good oils you add in, if you're still using the wrong ones, you may be undoing all the healing without even knowing it. Let's talk about the oils that quietly make arthritis worse. Most commonly found in processed foods and standard grocery store shelves, refined vegetable oils like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, and safflower oil are often marketed as heart-healthy. But for joints, the story is different. These oils are typically high in omega-6 fatty acids, and while omega-6 is essential in small amounts, the problem arises when it overwhelms your omega-3 intake. The typical Western diet has an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of 20 to 1 or higher, when the ideal is closer to 4 to 1 or even 2 to 1. That imbalance fuels the production of pro-inflammatory chemicals in the body, particularly prostaglandins and cytokines, which attack the joint lining and make arthritis symptoms worse. One review published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets rich in refined omega-6 oils were linked to higher levels of inflammation, joint stiffness, and progression of chronic conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. And it's not just about omega-6 levels. These oils are often highly processed at extreme temperatures, stripped of natural antioxidants, and then treated with chemicals to improve shelf life. By the time they hit your pan, they've become unstable, prone to oxidation, creating harmful compounds called advanced lipid peroxides, which further damage joint tissue. I remember Paul, 68, who came to me frustrated. "I've been eating healthy, doc. Grilled chicken, steamed veggies. I even started using light corn oil instead of butter." When I asked about how often he used that oil, he said, "Every day." For everything. We swapped it out for olive oil and avocado oil. A few weeks later, he said, "I didn't change much, but I feel less puffy, less stiff. I can bend down to tie my shoes again." That's the difference one small shift can make. If you're managing arthritis, the oils you don't use are just as important as the ones you do. Start reading ingredient lists. Watch for the cheap oils hiding in salad dressings, frozen meals, and even health bars. Whenever possible, choose whole food fats, the kind we've been talking about in this video. Because when your joints are already inflamed, the last thing they need is fuel for the fire. Next, I'll show you how to take everything we've covered so far and turn it into a simple, practical daily routine. No confusion, no overwhelm, just healing from your kitchen outward. Let's keep going. So now you know which oils to avoid and which ones can truly support your joints. But here's the next challenge. How do you actually turn this knowledge into something you can do every day without overthinking it? The answer lies in building a simple, repeatable kitchen ritual, one that works for you, not against you. You don't need to throw out everything in your pantry overnight. Start small. For example, if you normally use a generic vegetable oil for pan frying, just swap that one bottle for avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil. Keep it near your stove so it becomes the default. For cold dishes like salads, grain bowls, or steamed vegetables, place a small bottle of walnut oil or flaxseed oil in the fridge. These oils work best without heat, and you'll preserve their anti-inflammatory benefits when used raw. You don't need to use all 7 oils at once. I often suggest choosing 2 or 3 to start. One for high-heat cooking like avocado oil, one for everyday sautéing or baking like olive oil, and one cold-use oil for flavor and omega-3 support like walnut or flaxseed oil. Over time, your taste buds and your joints will adjust. I once worked with Elaine, 70, who loved cooking but felt overwhelmed by conflicting advice. We sat down together and created a simple routine: olive oil for her soups and casseroles, flaxseed oil for her morning smoothie, and sesame oil twice a week for stir-fry. 2 months later, she said, "I'm not stiff by lunchtime anymore, and my hands don't ache after dinner prep." That's not a major overhaul. That's just consistency. It's also important to store your oils properly. Keep olive, avocado, and sesame oils in a cool, dark place, and refrigerate walnut and flaxseed oils after opening. Use smaller bottles to avoid spoilage and preserve nutrients. And remember, oil is a supporting player, not a cure. But when you use the right oils regularly as part of a balanced anti-inflammatory diet, you give your joints the tools they need to move, stretch, and heal more freely. Coming up next, we'll tie everything together, and I'll remind you why it's never too late to take back control of your health, one small habit at a time. By now, you've learned more than just a list of oils. You've learned that healing doesn't have to be dramatic to be real. It often starts with something as small and ordinary as what you reach for when the pan heats up. That one choice, whether it's a bottle of olive oil, avocado oil, or a drizzle of flaxseed oil over your salad, can begin to shift what's happening deep inside your body. Less inflammation, less stiffness, more freedom. I know that when you live with arthritis, it's easy to feel like things are only getting worse. That mobility just slips away slowly, and you don't notice it until you can't do the things you love anymore. But here's what I want you to remember, and please hear me when I say this. It's not too late. Your joints are not beyond help. Your body is still responding. It's still listening to every choice you make, every day, including the ones made in your kitchen. I've seen it over and over again in my patients. The ones who take small, consistent steps, the ones who swap just one ingredient, one habit, one idea, are the ones who start to feel better. Not because they did something huge, but because they did something sustainable. And that can be you. So whether you're cooking for one or feeding a family, your oil choices matter. You're not just adding flavor, you're adding support, protection, and comfort to the joints that carry you through life. If you've stayed with me through this entire video, thank you. It means you care about your health, and that tells me you're ready or at least willing to take the next step. If this video helped you in any way, I'd be honored if you gave it a like and subscribe to Golden Health. We're here to bring you simple, honest, science-backed guidance made especially for people like you. And if you have a favorite joint-friendly oil or recipe, feel free to share it in the comments. You never know who else you might inspire. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve a life with less pain, and it really can start with something as small as the oil in your pan.